156. Exterior. In Green Island. Day. A few weeks later. 2 helicopters fly over Green Island, which looks like a peaceful paradise with its endless beaches and palm trees. 157. Exterior. At sea. View from a helicopter cockpit. Day. The sea, as far as the eye can see, with warships of different sizes looking like harmless miniature boats. 158. Exterior. At sea. Day. But deep underwater, the dark silhouette of a submarine on the alert. 159. Exterior. Main Avenue. Day. In the island, snipers posted here and there on the rooftops of the main avenue are looking at the helicopters flying above them. 160. Exterior. A large building. Day. In front of a hotel, the street is bustling with activity. Police cars surround the hotel. Dozens of policemen are watching the entrance. 161. Interior. Hotel lobby. Day. The lobby is full with security officers from various nationalities speaking foreign languages, photographers using their flashes and cameramen carrying here and there their cameras on their shoulders. An Arab king, donning his national robe, apparently just coming down from his royal suite, heads to the conference room escorted by his bodyguards, built like sumo wrestlers. 162. Exterior. Hotel. Day. Sarah, Pepito and Mend are about to mount their bicycles. A security officer who is watching them calls his boss. A security officer, 3. Sir, the president's daughter, and 2 other kids are riding their bikes. What do you want me to do? Shall I follow them? The children start to ride away. A voice over the telephone. There is no need to provoke an incident when the world media is watching. After all, apart from the distinguished guests, the media and ourselves, the island is almost totally deserted. They won't be abducted by extraterrestrials. The security officer, 3. Okay sir, if you say so. 163. Interior. Hotel lobby. Day. In front of the door to the conference room, the Arab king is arguing with American security officers. A security officer. We're sorry, Your Majesty, only official guests are allowed access to the conference room. Security officers will have to wait in the hotel lobby, but the bodyguards of the king are furious and insist on getting in. The king turns back to urge them to keep calm, then resumes his conversation. The security officer, 4. I can assure Your Majesty that this is the best way to ensure your security, and that of other guests. The conference room is a real bunker where no one can penetrate without our knowledge. There is no need therefore for any security officer to get inside. A bodyguard whispers something to the king, and points to the US President's bodyguard, posted at the other side of the security line. The Arab king. If that is the case, why is your president's bodyguard posted at the other side of the security line? The security officer, 4. Unfortunately, I am not in a position to answer your question, Your Majesty. But I can assure you that if your personal guards must stay here with us if we are to ensure maximum security for this conference. The Arab king decides to enter into the conference room. He goes through the security check. Lights flash while he is screened, indicating to the security officers the absence of any suspicious object. The Arab king, furious. This is unacceptable. You won't get away with it. You take my word. Zentatsu, Amoa and Nadia are talking in another corner in the lobby, with a silent Terma. Amoa. But why do you insist on taking your cobra with you? This could ruin our plans. Zentatsu. He's my friend. We have made a covenant, him and I. He won't bite me if I take care of him. I trust him. Then, He gives gentle taps on his leg, and a vague shape can be seen moving under his trousers. Nadia. I wonder how the Cobra can trust you. At this moment, a thin, tall, old black man with gray hair enters into the hotel lobby, hounded by journalists, and closely watched by security officers. A journalist, 10. To the old black man. Mr. Antela, you have spent most of your life behind bars because of your political commitment. Would you go through it again? Are the results worth all that sacrifice? The old black man smiles. Mr. Antela. I really don't know. History will tell. But at least I have tried to change things. But Zentatsu, who have joined them, interrupts. Zentatsu. In my opinion, politics by adults consists mainly in solving their own problems while inducing the public into believing that they are solving the problems of the people, Mr. Antela. Looking at him for a long moment before answering back. You're not totally wrong, son. In that sense, I am a very bad politician, because I have made my own, the problems of the people. 164. Outdoors. In front of the second home of the US President. Day. The children are arriving on bicycle in front of the second home of the US President. Before letting them in, the guards must inform the head of security, who is inside. One of the guards takes a telephone. A security officer, 5. It's the president's daughter, sir. But she is with 2 other boys from the Pizza Life Kids. 165. Interior. Video surveillance room. Day. The head of security, 6. From the video surveillance room. But you must be joking. She lives here and she's got the right to invite anyone she wants to. They're part of her family. But we're watching them anyway. 166. Exterior. In front of the second home of the US President. Day. The children cycle into the park of the residence while several video cameras are closely monitoring their movements. Mendy, suspicious, looks back defiantly in the direction of the cameras. 167. Interior. Hotel lobby. Day. Zentatsu. Anyway, only adults benefited from what you have done. Mr. Antela. What I have done was for the oppressed to break free and recover their dignity, regardless of color, gender or age. Zentatsu. But children's lot has not improved in your country. I am pretty sure that children in your country are still suffering at the hands of adults. Mr. Antela. You're right, kid. A political change is not enough to change things. Deeper cultural changes must also be brought. But that's much less easy. 168. Interior. Sarah's room. Day. Sarah closes the door of her room and heads to her computer. But on her way she notices her fish bowl, and the blue fish can be seen swimming in her direction, and rubbing its head against the thin wall of glass. Sarah smacks a kiss on the fish bowl, and the fish wags its tail with sheer happiness. Sarah. To her fish. I missed you. Then she goes to the other 2 children already sitting at the computer. She logs on. Mendy. I wonder what we have come here for? Everything is happening there. We're losing our time here. Papito. Just be patient. We'll go back there after getting the information we need on the security system. So we can decide what to do. Sarah. By the way, Papito, don't ask me to do more than this. I want to be clear. I am against any form of violence. Sarah's computer monitor. Sarah starts by clicking on the link connection networks, then on remote access. And finally she selects display whole network. Sarah, once the whole network is displayed, you just have to select the computer you want to access. I hope the password has not been changed. To her great relief, the password she types is accepted. 169. Interior. Video surveillance room. Day. On one of the several monitors in the surveillance room, the head of security in the second home of the U.S. president receives a warning telling him that someone is online on the president's computer. The head of security's computer monitor. Web connection on, from Terminal 3 to Terminal 1. Web connection on, from Terminal 3 to Terminal 1. He suddenly runs out to Sarah's room. 170. Interior. Hotel lobby. Day. In the lobby, the children, Mr. Andela and the British Prime Minister are surrounded by reporters and cameramen. Zen Tatsu. Children are oppressed everywhere, in wealthy as well as in poor countries. The British Prime Minister. But you cannot compare. Zen Tatsu. It's exactly the same thing. Do children in your country have the right to vote? The British Prime Minister starts laughing. Zen Tatsu. The bottom line is that you, adults, consider us as no more than legally incompetent minors, and you allow yourself to monopolize power in good conscience. The British Prime Minister bursts again into laughter. Mr. Andela. Looking at the British Prime Minister. I was not aware of this apartheid of a different kind. Amoa. When adults talk about democracy and freedom, do they mean freedom and democracy for all, including children, or only for them? 171. Interior. Sarah's room. Day. The head of security suddenly opens the door to Sarah's room. He finds Pepito pointing his finger somewhere on the computer monitor. Pepito. This is the link Golden Kid security arrangements. The children back off, frightened by the sudden intrusion of the head of security, who grabs Pepito by the neck, lifting him violently off the ground. The head of security, 6. To Sarah. How dare you? Sarah. Let me explain. Listen to me. But first let off him, please. Pepito indeed can barely breathe. Mendy, who tries to free his friend, throws himself on the head of security's back but only manages to scratch him on the face. The man, releasing Pepito, who was about to lose conscience, rotates violently, sending Mendy yards away on the fish bowl, which breaks into pieces, letting carry the fish on the floor. A screaming, horrified Sarah takes her pet in her hands and runs to the kitchen with Mendy. 172. Interior. Corridors. Day. The two kids walk hurriedly through the corridors leading to the kitchen. 173. Interior. Corridor. Day. The tidy kitchen is immense. Kitchen utensils, electric fryers, pans, cutlery, and knives of all sizes can be seen for just a split second. Sarah puts her fish in a sink, and opens the faucet. Still feeling panicky, she cannot even manage to plug the sink. At this very moment, the head of security comes in. Mendy runs immediately to the other side of the huge table in the middle. After a short moment of hesitation, the head of security decides to go to Sarah and grabs her by the arm while she's still trying to plug the sink. The head of security. Come on now. We're going to call your father. Sarah. Struggling to break free. Let go of me. Let go of me. But the man is stronger and he inexorably continues pulling her away from the sink. The girl's hand finds one of the forks on the tidy work counter. She grabs it and plunges it with all her might in one of the man's thighs. Blood spurts out on the girl's dress. The man releases her while Mendy hits him on the back of the neck with a very large pan. He collapses on the sink, his huge bulk preventing the two children from saving the dying fish. 174. Interior. Kitchen. A little later, Pepito joins them in the kitchen. Mendy, putting his head close to the sink,